Welcome to Retail Pricing Unlocked, the podcast powered by InsightTrack. With over 15 years of experience supporting retailers, we share expert insights and strategies to help you turn pricing into a competitive advantage. Now, here's today's episode.
Welcome to our latest exploration, where we take a close look at issues shaping modern business and really try to distill the essential insights for you. I'm quite excited for our chat today because it touches on something that, well, frankly, it quietly plagues so many organizations. Imagine this. You're in your weekly trading meeting, right? Sales team presents their competitor insights, your e-commerce team shares completely different numbers, and then someone else pulls up a spreadsheet with a third, conflicting set of data. You know the feeling, the room just falls silent and everyone's thinking the same thing. Which numbers? Which ones do we actually believe?
That moment of doubt.
Exactly. That moment, that hesitation, that gnawing doubt, it's a real killer. It slows down decision-making, creates friction across departments, and ultimately, it costs businesses real money. It's like trying to drive a car with 3 different speedometers, isn't it?
You just don't know where you are.
You just can't trust any of them. So today, we're going to explore how customization creates confidence in your pricing data. We'll be taking a closer look at why a one-size-fits-all approach often falls short, how tailored delivery models can actually make your teams faster and more aligned, and why flexibility isn't just a nice-to-have, it's the absolute foundation for smarter competitor price tracking, more effective competitive pricing strategies, and robust price monitoring. By the end of our conversation, you'll see how tailoring your pricing intelligence to fit your existing workflows can transform raw data into a truly powerful competitive advantage.
And that's really the crux of it, isn't it? Because this discussion isn't merely about the raw accuracy of the data itself, though that's important, of course. It's fundamentally about trust. Without that deep-seated trust, even the most perfect, pristine data in the world can end up, well, gathering dust, underutilized.
Sitting there.
Precisely. What's fascinating here is how that doubt in the data translates directly into tangible losses. We're talking about missed opportunities and erosion of your margin and a real drag on your market responsiveness. It truly is about empowering teams to act decisively, removing that internal friction, and fostering a culture where data is seen as an enabler, not, another source of confusion or arguments.
That's a powerful point about data being an enabler. But before we get to the solutions, I think it's worth digging into why this problem of conflicting data sources and a lack of trust is so pervasive. Okay, let's unpack this then. Here's the truth. No 2 retailers, no 2 businesses operate in exactly the same way. It's just not how it works.
Different needs, different structures.
Absolutely. What one company needs from their data is completely different from another. Think about it. Some businesses are deeply invested in platforms like Power BI. They need dashboards that seamlessly sync with their existing reporting rhythms. It has to fit their way. Others, and there are still many, heavily rely on Excel models, Category managers building complex forecasts right there in spreadsheets they've used for years.
Very familiar territory for them.
Right, and then you have the more advanced operators who need competitor data flowing straight into their e-commerce or ERP systems almost instantly to automate pricing adjustments, a completely different requirement.
It's a huge spectrum. Precisely. And if a pricing platform simply doesn't flex to these diverse, very specific needs,
well, it inevitably creates bottlenecks and, frankly, this frustration.
Yeah, I can see that.
You end up with data analysts spending actual hours copy-pasting thousands of rows of data every Monday morning instead of actually analyzing it, finding the insights.
Which is what they're there for. Exactly. Category managers are forced to work with outdated exports, knowing deep down they're already behind the curve before they even start. And leadership teams, they're left making crucial decisions based on reports that were already stale by the time they reach the boardroom. It's a system almost designed to fail in a fast-moving market.
It sounds incredibly inefficient.
It is. I remember one mid-market fashion retailer we worked with, for example. They actually had a decent competitor pricing feed coming in. The data itself was pretty accurate. But the catch was, it only exported as a CSV file. That was it. One format.
Oh, dear. Just a raw data dump.
Pretty much. Their teams literally wasted hours each week just reformatting that data into their internal models before anyone could properly use it. Think about that waste. And by the time those numbers finally made it onto a boardroom slide, maybe Wednesday or Thursday,
the market had moved on.
Completely. They were constantly playing catch up.
So they had the right ingredients, as it were, but they were spending all their time just preparing the meal rather than actually, getting value from it.
That's a great analogy. Spot on. Now, compare that to another retailer who completely customized their delivery. Their data flowed straight into their BI dashboards and their pricing rules engine seamlessly. By Monday morning, their managers already had up-to-date insights and could act on those within hours, not days. Hours.
Wow, that's a different world.
That, right there, is the genuine power of flexibility. It cuts out the manual grunt work and unleashes the real value of the data.
So if flexibility is the answer, or at least a big part of it, what does a good solution actually look like? You're saying customization isn't about just adding fancy bells and whistles. It's about ensuring the right fit, like a perfectly tailored suit. Is that fair?
Absolutely. It's about data being presented in environments that feel familiar and trusted, where people are comfortable.
Okay, so what are some of those key formats then, the ones that really resonate with teams and build that confidence?
Well, first, we have Power BI dashboards. These are fantastic for executives and analysts alike. They're live, they're interactive, and they provide incredible visibility into trends, competitor moves, and vital margin guardrails, all in one place.
So you can see the big picture quickly.
Exactly. Imagine logging in first thing, perhaps with your morning coffee, and instantly seeing not just competitor prices, but also their stock availability across key product lines, and even their promotional activity, all updated in near real time. That's an entirely different level of confidence and immediate insight compared to sifting through static, days-old reports.
No more waiting for the weekly summary.
Precisely. It's about knowing you always have the latest snapshot.
Right. And then you mentioned custom Excel templates. And let's be honest, Excel is still the lingua franca for a huge number of commercial teams out there, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's not going away anytime soon.
It's the tool everyone's comfortable with. But the customization here is absolutely key, you said. I recall one retailer we worked with who had this incredibly complex, bespoke margin calculation model built entirely in Excel over years.
Ah, yes, the sacred workbook.
Agrees. That's the one. No off-the-shelf tool could even begin to replicate it. It was their sort of secret sauce in a spreadsheet.
Full of macros and VLOOKUPs.
You know the type. By delivering their price monitoring data directly into their exact Excel template, we maintained that crucial familiarity for their team, while simultaneously providing real-time accuracy. It was the best of both worlds, really. They didn't have to change their cherished workflows, but suddenly the numbers within them were truly current. It built immense confidence just because it felt theirs.
That makes perfect sense. And then the third area is direct platform integrations. This is where you see immense speed and efficiency come into play, especially for those more advanced, perhaps higher volume businesses. Price recommendations can flow straight into your e-commerce or ERP systems.
Cutting out the middleman.
Completely. Eliminating manual uploads, the inherent delays that come with them, and that ever-present risk of human error.
Yeah.
Just takes it away. Picture this scenario. A competitor drops a price on a key product at 9 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Right.
And your system automatically adjusts your pricing to stay competitive by, say, 9:30 a.m., all within the predefined guardrails you've already set, naturally.
So it's automatic but controlled.
Exactly. That's competitor price tracking seamlessly turned into instant execution. It takes the guesswork and the waiting out of the equation entirely.
That's where it truly gets powerful, isn't it? When teams see their preferred format presented in an environment they already trust and are comfortable with, they stop questioning the data, or at least they question it less.
Less.
They simply start using it, integrating it naturally into their daily work. It's not just data anymore. It's a seamless part of their decision-making toolkit.
Yes, and it goes beyond just the formats themselves. Delivery is another critical aspect, how it gets to them.
Okay, so not just what it looks like, but how and when it arrives.
Exactly. Different teams, naturally, consume data in different ways, and the timing of that delivery is absolutely crucial. It's not just the wrapper, it's how and when it lands on your desk, isn't it?
Right.
For instance, executives typically want concise summaries. Think automated morning emails that tell them, very simply, here's what changed and here's what it means for us. Quick and actionable.
The bottom line.
Category managers, on the other hand, often need interactivity. They prefer dashboards where they can really drill into specific SKUs and competitor sets, explore the data. And pricing analysts, they often want depth custom reports, ad hoc scans, detailed feeds they can perhaps model against or dig into further.
Different roles, different needs, different timing.
It's about matching the information to the action required by that specific person or team.
That makes perfect sense. This makes me think of a challenge many businesses face during peak times. Can you illustrate how crucial this timely, tailored delivery is with an example, maybe around a big sales event?
Absolutely. Consider a peak season event like Black Friday. It's make or break time, right?
Huge pressure.
We heard a story from one retailer who relied solely on weekly reports. That was their rhythm. Weekly. By the time they actually realized a major competitor had dropped prices significantly on their key hero SKUs.
Don't tell me.
It was already 3 days into the event.
Oh no, 3 days. That's an eternity during Black Friday.
It really is. The result, thousands in lost margin and a significant chunk of market share that simply vanished. Poof, gone.
Because the information was too slow.
They had the data, eventually, but it arrived far too late to act effectively. Painful lesson.
Goodness me. Now, imagine that same event with a customized setup.
Right.
Live dashboards for the analysts watching things unfold, perhaps daily summary updates for the managers, and instant alerts for leadership on critical price movements.
That's a completely different scenario.
It's not just information. That's a real safety net, isn't it? It's about getting the right information to the right people at the very moment they need to act, protecting those crucial margins.
Exactly. And this flexible multi-channel delivery model is precisely how businesses manage to stay competitive in those truly high-pressure make-or-break moments. It's about agility and ensuring your decision makers aren't flying blind or making sort of educated guesses when precision is absolutely paramount.
Okay, here's a fascinating point that often gets overlooked when we talk about this. Confidence isn't just about the raw statistical accuracy of the data. You touched on it earlier. It's profoundly about psychology, the human element. I'm curious, what does that actually look like in practice within a team? Why do we distrust data, even if it's mostly right?
That's a brilliant question because it taps into how our brains are wired, I think. Think about it. When a team doesn't fully trust the data they're given, even if, let's say, it's 95% correct, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
They hesitate. They double-check. They start questioning the source, the methodology, maybe even the person who presented it.
Creating doubt.
Yes. That friction, that delay, breeds inefficiency, and crucially, in the fast-paced world of pricing, those delays invariably cost money every single time.
It's a drag on everything.
It's a cognitive burden. It's like being given directions by a stranger versus your trusted satellite navigation system. Even if the stranger's directions are accurate, you're far more likely to second-guess them, to look for confirmation, because the inherent trust isn't there.
That's a great analogy. So it's not just about the numbers, but the comfort level with the source and presentation. That makes so much sense. It feels like an uphill battle trying to convince someone to trust data that's delivered in a way that feels foreign or, clunky.
Exactly. It just creates resistance. But when that data is delivered in a way that feels familiar, reliable, and integrated into their existing workflow, that trust factor skyrockets. People act faster. They're far less likely to second-guess the system.
They just get on with it.
They do.
Yeah.
And that consistency in action actually compounds, leading to even greater results over time. It reduces that cognitive load, frees up mental energy, and focuses it on strategy rather than verification, which is where the value lies.
Think of it this way, then. Accurate data delivered in the wrong format feels like friction. It's a constant hurdle, a nagging doubt in the back of your mind. But accurate data, fully customized to your workflow, that feels like pure insight. It just works seamlessly and becomes a natural extension of your team's expertise.
Couldn't have put it better myself.
Okay, let's bring all of this to life with a real story. Going back to that mid-sized home goods retailer we mentioned earlier, the one struggling with their data. Their existing competitor pricing system provided accurate data, no doubt about it, but it was only accessible through a generic one-size-fits-all dashboard.
Yep, that was the situation.
Can you walk us through how you helped them overcome that challenge, connecting all the dots we've discussed, the formats, the delivery, the trust?
Certainly. Their initial problem, as you rightly highlighted, was low adoption. Teams just weren't using the platform effectively. They kept exporting everything to Excel, reformatting it, essentially rebuilding the wheel every single week. It was accurate data, but delivered in a way that clashed with their daily reality.
So the first step was understanding their reality.
Yeah, absolutely. So we collaborated closely with them to completely tailor their data delivery. First, we ensured that the competitor data was perfectly matched to their exact CQ hierarchies. So organizing the product data to match how they internally grouped their goods, making sure apples were compared to apples, not oranges, from their perspective.
Right, speaking their language. So no more manual recategorization then. That must have saved hours straight away.
Huge time saving. Precisely. Then, the actual delivery. The detailed data was sent directly into custom Excel templates for their analysts, mirroring those sacred workbooks we discussed earlier. This maintained their comfort and familiarity. They didn't have to change how they fundamentally worked.
Kept things familiar.
Key summaries were then presented beautifully in a Power BI dashboard for leadership, giving them that instant, high-level overview they needed. Quick, visual, reliable. And finally, for their most important top-selling SKUs, the ones that really move the needle, we built automated alerts.
The safety net again.
Exactly. So if a competitor moved on a critical product, the relevant category manager or pricing analyst would know within minutes, not days.
And the measurable results. Did that translate into real business impact, or was it just, nicer reports?
Oh no, the impact was very real. The measurable results were really impressive, actually. Their analysts saved over 10 hours every single week, time they could now spend on strategy rather than data entry and formatting. Proper analysis.
10 hours a week per analyst. That adds up.
It really does. Their managers were acting on competitor changes within hours, not days, drastically improving their market responsiveness. They felt ahead of the game, not behind it. And leadership gained the confidence to approve pricing moves much, much faster because they knew the data they were seeing was both accurate and tailored to their decision-making needs. They trusted it.
And most importantly, I suppose.
And most importantly, those continuous margin losses they were experiencing simply stopped. They didn't achieve perfection overnight, of course, it's a process. But that confidence built week by week precisely because the data now fit the way they worked, not the other way around.
It's a fantastic testament to the power of customization, isn't it? Getting that fit right.
Absolutely. Let's maybe wrap up then with, say, 3 key takeaways from our exploration today.
Good idea. Okay, takeaway number 1 for me is flexibility truly beats rigidity. Your pricing intelligence should absolutely adapt to your workflows, not force you into someone else's box.
Spot on. Takeaway number 2. Customization builds trust. When data is in the right format, delivered at the right time, your team stop questioning it quite so much and, crucially, start acting on it. It transforms data from a chore into a reliable partner.
Yeah, a tool they actually want to use. And takeaway number 3, confidence drives results. Simple as that. Competitor price tracking, competitive pricing strategies, and price monitoring only deliver a true return on investment when your team has the confidence to use them consistently, strategically, and without hesitation.
Couldn't agree more. So here's maybe an important question for you, our listener, to ponder as we finish. Does your current setup truly fit around your workflow? Or are you constantly bending and contorting your processes to fit around the tool you're using? It's a fundamental question, I think, and answering it honestly can unlock significant competitive advantage.
A really important thought to leave with. Thank you so much for joining us for this focused look at how customization creates confidence in your pricing data. We hope this exploration has given you plenty to think about for your own situation. Until next time, take care.
You've been listening to Retail Pricing Unlocked, brought to you by InsightTrack. For more resources, case studies, and expert support, visit insighttrack.com. Make sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and join us again next week.